Good day to everybody out there to see thy wealth, water your health, drink a glass of water. And if I can ask you guys to hit that like button, if it's too much, not too much to ask, that'd be great. Tap the like button. If you're new to the channel, hit the notification bell, and if you could share the video. But today, I want to speak about a lot of these YouTubers who focus on celebrity gossip and always saying that they're for the quote-unquote black community and this and that and so on and so forth. Now, I have no problem with these folks saying these things about how can we help the black community, or certain things we could do to make the black community a better community and this and that. And I'm going to name one in particular named Hassan Campbell. I was just watching a video about him speaking about, how sending some, just the whole ice situation and this and that, and, how we are in the end times and all this other shit. And I'm listening to him, and I reached out to Hassan before. It's a couple cats that I reached out to spread the message of what I have going on. What message is that? The message of quote unquote black man that this brother speaks about. Someone that actually came from doing 6.5 years in prison from being a petty drug dealer to now owning to owning multiple units in 7 states and now one international, and actually on the property internationally is actually growing a food forest, which you could pretty much see 50 plus mango trees right behind me. And I try to get on this brother's channel to spread awareness to how we can go about buying land in an inexpensive way in the United States if you don't want to move abroad, because there are ways that we can go about getting land in the United States without paying conventional prices. So I reached out to him, Hassan, as well as Anton Daniels, as well as a few others. And I get it. A lot of people don't want to put individuals on their channels nowadays because really you don't know who people are. And not only do you not know who they are, but a lot of people are kind of worried about how my image could reflect on them. Not necessarily me, but how someone else's image could reflect on them, as well as their hard-working work that they've done for the last however many years to build up their following. And I guess they don't want to really put their following in harm's way by putting someone else on their channel. No one has ever gotten back with me except for Hassan. He did respond back to my message. I said, yo, I'll give you $1,000. Keep $500 for yourself. Let's do a video together where we're speaking about this land that I purchased in Central America and how, it's important for us to grow our food now more than ever. And he got back with me like, okay, he got back with me a few times because I reached out a few times, but nothing ever transpired. He never said, all right, brother, here's my PayPal, or here's this link and let's do it. Nothing, and I'm talking about this because I hate when I see these videos about him talking about, trying to help the black community do this, trying to help the black community do that, or black excellence, or running his mouth about other niggas like my son and this and that. And I reached out to you to pay you $500 and to give another $500 to you to give the 3 of your subscribers to split that. So $133 a piece or whatever it is to be 5. And all that shit fell on deaf ears. So $500 for you and another $500 for you to split between 3 of your subscribers who followed the directions in order to qualify to get that money. And we couldn't do a video because these cats really don't I don't say they really don't care, but to have someone like me who's not a fluff, who actually did the time, which doesn't mean it's a badge of honor, but if I was set back for 6.5 years and I was able to come home and make and apply the knowledge and turn it into something that can give hope to a lot of people who follow you guys. Because not Anton, but in particular, Hassan. Because Hassan, his following, not all of you guys are idiots or drug dealers or people who've been to jail, but let's just be honest here. A lot of his following is the dirty section of YouTube. So I'm trying to at least enlighten people who come from the dirty section of YouTube. That's why I do some celebrity gossip. Because I know that that video is going to tap into the algorithm of people who look like me, who come from the same neighborhoods as me. Not all think like me, but if I could change your perspective on certain things you could do in order to get you some land in the United States for the low, that's what I was trying to do. That's why I reached out to Anton Daniels. That's why I reached out to Hassan Campbell. That's why I did the interview with Doggy Diamonds, which I had to pay for. Only person that gave me an interview on the strength was Black Dot's son, Malcolm Bowser from Urban X. He's the only one. The only one. And that was more so me promoting a piece of property that I had for sale, as well as talking about my journey. But I had a piece of property for sale back then that I was offering the buyer $0 down. It was a fix and flip, or a fixer-upper, where I was giving the buyer who was coming in to buy the property from me the opportunity to buy the property without putting no money down. Only thing the buyer had to do was pay the closing costs. But I reached out to Hassan multiple times. This is well as about, or just as soon as 6 months ago. And I'm saying these guys, I don't want to say they don't really want to help, but I'm saying how serious are they? If I'm trying to put $500 in your pockets for me to come on your channel to give another $500 away to your subscriber, how much are you really trying to help them folks? Because, yeah, 3 of them are only going to win, but everybody's going to win because what? Because I'm telling them how and where they can go at to get properties for the low, which is very difficult to do. Because everybody think we got to go to Zillow, Realtor.com, Trulia, Redfin, or to some real estate agent, which is good to deal with a real estate agent, but there's other ways to go about buying property that are really, really inexpensive. And that's all I was trying to do. Yeah, I'm trying to pump my channel up, but of course, I'm trying to get my channel right. That goes without saying. But if I can help somebody and provide some value along the way, great. I'm not trying to get on nobody's channel for free. I was trying to pay. I think Star said to get back with him as well. MREC, he was another one. You know? So I'm not saying nobody. MREC said yes. Because then I thought, the reason why I didn't reach out, Rec, if you do see this, the reason why I didn't reach out to Rec at the time is I started to think. Because initially, like I said, of course it's to help my channel grow. But I started to think, I don't even care to have their following because it's not an organic following. I'd much rather my following to be organic. I'd much rather for you to come watch my channel because you came across me however you came across me. Not because I paid to be on someone's channel, which is nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with you paying. Advertisers do it all the time. Marketing people do it all the time. McDonald's does it to you every day on TV. Sprite, Gatorade, they pay people for their presence to promote their product. There's nothing wrong with that. But I felt like my following could come organically because I'm built like that. Yes, I am. Of course I am. Look at what I have here. Look at what I've built. Look at what I've built. Somebody that finished at the bottom of my class, growing up in high school. And I'm not saying kids don't go to school and not finish school, but I didn't finish at the top of my class. I finished at the bottom. Went to jail multiple times for selling drugs, trying to take the easy route out. Multiple times went to jail. Came home the last time, knew I wasn't going back for no drugs no more because I made up my mind. I didn't want to do that no more. I hate being told what to do, right? And plus I had learned too much during that process of being locked up. I read. Instead of me reading hood books the last 3.5 years, the first 3 years I read hood books. The last 3.5 years I read real estate books and self-empowerment books and self-improvement books. Because I stopped using it as a place to connect with other drug dealers. I started to use it as a study hall, as a college. Okay? And I'm looking right now and I got the same access to the planet that Michael Jordan has. And you think I'm gonna waste that? You think I'm gonna run around here complaining about why Hassan didn't put me on his channel? Why Doggy Diamonds did put me on his channel? Why Anton Daniels never responded to my email? I'm not complaining about what they did and didn't do. I'ma still show up every day on my channel. But when I watch a video like Anton, is that a dog or a cat? Is that a pig? That's a dog. When I watch videos like Hassan talk about how this one isn't doing this one, that, and the black community this and that, and I'm like, yo, bro, I'm just trying to show us that we can get the properties as well. It's time to start growing food. It's very important that we start growing food. If you're in an apartment in Manhattan or you're in the surrounding landscape in Arizona with nothing but backdrop of mountains, you need to learn how to grow your own food in a pot or something, a can, a cup. That's the shit we supposed to be talking about. Who cares about what's going on with Donald Trump? Who cares about what's going on with that one and this one? If you can't feed yourself every day, none of that shit matters. So yes, it's okay. You talking about why Gillian Wallow not talking about this particular subject. Why are we not trying to spread how to get food, how to grow our own food, how to get the land for cheap? Because I don't care about what Gillian Wallow not talking about to me about. I do care, but I don't. I got my own platform. And, you know, it's only right that I come out and talk about this. What is there not to like about somebody that got solar on his roof? What is there not to like about somebody that got a well that's dug into the ground? Did you hear what I just said? I got a well dug into the ground where I got my own water now. I don't have a water bill no more. I got solar on my roof. I don't have an electrical bill no more. I also have a hot water heater on my roof with its own solar panel. I don't have to pay for the electrical no more. I got 50 plus mango trees right here. I don't have a food bill no more. You heard? Plenty of coconut trees, plums, cashews, limes, avocado, sequoia, sunsa, Malay apple, plantain, banana, okra, callaloo, basil, oregano. Talk to me nice. Or don't talk to me at all. Because we don't have nothing to talk. A creek that borders the land. So if we run out of water here, we got water over there. You heard? Birds talking in the background. Listen to them. All this fertile soil. And you want to run around talking about celebrity gossip, what this one did and what this one didn't do? No, nigga, put the people on the channel who got knowledge and who can give back. I'm trying to put money in your pocket. You don't need the money. I'm sure you got a nice YouTube check every month. But for me to give you a nickel and also give your peoples a nickel, $500 and $500 for 3 of your subscribers, 100 and some a piece. I'm not trying to come on your channel for free. I don't want nothing for free. I always like to pay how I weigh. Always. Ain't nothing free. Nothing. So, I'm not upset with Hassan, but I'm going to talk about it in video format as opposed to getting on his live stream and typing. No, I could come on my own platform and I'll just put him in the comment. Hassan Campbell is capping about really trying to help the black people. He's only got his own best interest at heart. Why? Because he don't want to put you on your channel? Hell yeah. He don't want to put me on his channel. Me, the one that came home from doing all that time in jail, multiple jail time, and went to real estate school, got my real estate license, went to loan officer school, got my loan officer license, started to invest in real estate, said fuck the license, now I'm going to invest. I don't need a license. built up my portfolio, was able to approach another business partner so that way he could put all the money up. And now I could just get paid off of my knowledge. And I don't want you to put the money up and me to supervise the money. I want you to put the money up and I have an equity position on the company that we formed together. So it's different over here when you're talking about somebody like me. I'm different, like 2 Chainz said. Pull up with the ceiling missing. We got solo on the top of that motherfucker. You heard? Excuse my language. This is a lot of passion right now. A lot of these cats really be running around here talking that cap and talking about they can, yeah, you can show your backyard with fishies in it. You're not eating those fish. You got koi fish back there. You don't got no lettuce back there, no tomatoes, no cucumber, avocado, none of that shit back there. All you got is plants, which is okay. That's cool if you got a green thumb. You're giving back to the earth and the soil. Cool. But we got to talk to the people about how to feed themselves. Not that you got a beautiful landscape and you was able to spend 18 to 20 bands on your landscaping. Cool, that's all right. And you want to put down the black man because he fucked up your neighbor's landscaping and the Mexican guy did good on yours. It ain't about that. It's not about that. It's about each one teaching one. That's why I come on here with the same message about me being off grid. And that's why they not pumping the message. Because if you don't have no light bill, you don't have no grocery bill, you don't have no water bill, you don't have no mortgage. I don't have no mortgage. I don't have a car payment. I don't have a motorcycle payment. Everything is cash. I got an $18 a year taxes payment a month. If that message is being pushed out here, of course I'm not going to be pumped into the algorithm. I'm young, I'm black, I'm fly as hell, I got swag, I don't got no bills, and I'm trying to tell you how to get there too. Hell no, this message ain't gonna be at the top of the list. And you would think that a nigga like you from Bronx River would be trying to pump it, who actually did time, was locked up for murder. You would think that somebody like you would be trying to put a message out there like that. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that for why? I'm paying you. But you know, it is what it is, man. I appreciate y'all for tapping in, whoever do, the 50 to 60 views that I get, 80, 100, whatever it is. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. The brother said he's hitting like on my video 3 to 4 times, and the shit ain't even populating to say that he liked the video. So now you gotta ask, why are they doing that? What is the problem? And then the problem is my skin color. You gotta always make it harder for me, so I'm always gonna come back sharper anyway. I'm always gonna show up. Not only the skin complexion, you talking about not paying no bills. So you taking money out of somebody's mouth. You eating from the land, raw, some cooked. Now you don't gotta the doctor. You don't have to go to the doctor no more. You're hitting the pharmaceuticals in their pocket. You don't gotta go to the grocery store no more. You're hitting the grocery stores in their pocket. You don't gotta pay for electrical anymore. You're hitting the power companies in their pocket. You don't have to pay for water no more. You're hitting the county in their pocket, or whatever government company has your water. And you hitting the mortgage banks in their pocket because you don't have a mortgage no more. Hell no, we don't want that message out there. How this nigga get it and we ain't got it? Pardon me for my language. I don't mean to be getting, because I feel like I can talk without having to curse. But sometimes it get the best of me. But I got 50 plus mango trees out here. Y'all see this? Look at how beautiful this looks. Look at all that right there. All of that right there. All of that food. All of that food. And we're going to turn this whole back area right here into a major edible garden. Lettuce, tomatoes, kale, cucumber, arugula, right? Peppers. Huh? That's what we're going to do back here. A major garden back here on both sides. Throw some chickens up here. I don't eat chickens, but I'm a hustler. And I know a lot of y'all like eggs. I don't do eggs either. I don't do no animals. I do like honey. And we do produce Manuka honey here. But I don't do it for production in that way. We gonna get it together eventually. But we have an abundance of natural resources here. You motherfuckers keep running around talking about this and that, Donald Trump or Barack Obama, blah, 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 Diddy. All that shit is cool. Yeah, it's cool to talk about and it's good to get views from all of that. But guess what? You still gotta eat at the end of the day. When shit get crazy outside, it's a lot of distractions going on. If you don't got your priorities together, you're gonna get caught and get lost in the sauce. That's just the way the world works. But I don't need to keep y'all for too much longer, man. I'm just on top of my game. I'm sharper than I ever been. I'm sharper than I ever been. And you see me by myself because I'd rather be by myself than to be surrounded by anybody that's bringing me any negative energy, any stress. Yes, I can have people here whenever I want. You know what I'm saying? Yes. But guess what? If the energy ain't right, I don't even want you around me. I don't care to have you around me. I don't. Straight like that. So I'm here by myself, but I'm not lonely. I'm alone, but I'm not lonely. I've yet to feel lonely once. The moment I do, you will know I'm going to talk about that. Right. So I'm here living life to the fullest. This is what living life to the fullest look like to me. This is what living life to the fullest, all this shit that you see in your face, visual is mine and God's and the Mother Earth's. You know what I'm saying? I cannot complain. I can't point the finger at nobody. I can't say it was the white man system that put me in jail. I knew what was going to happen if I got jammed up with some drugs. So how am I going to blame somebody for what I knew was right from wrong? I knew what was wrong. I knew what was right. I still decided to go pick up that pack. You know what I'm saying? I would love to have someone here with me to start a life and a family. Yes, of course. Absolutely. But I will not allow the wrong energy into my circumference or onto this rectangle of a property here. I just cannot. But these guys running around here like Hassan Campbell and other individuals, we just going to focus on Hassan for right now. You know, y'all really don't. I mean, in today's climate, this is the only benefit of the doubt that I'm giving y'all. In today's climate, when you have to be careful about who you put on your platform, like DJ Envy put on Caesar, and a lot of people put on Brother Polite, and this and that one put on whoever. And these people came back and they checked out. Brother Polite got jammed up for the little girl, 14 years old, which I had dealings with Polite, where I bought books from him and consultations like that with the real estate thing. Who else? Other individuals that may have been in this whole online Caesar, I didn't know him. But, you know, I get it. You may not want to have me on your platform. I don't know who you are. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm paying you for advertising and to give up information about what I'm doing, I don't want nobody to buy no, I mean, if they want to buy my book, great, at www.thenotepusher.com, cool, but I wasn't on there to promote no book. I wasn't on there trying to sell no piece of land. I was on there trying to let people know that I got this. We need to start learning how to grow our food. This is how you can go about get you a piece of land for the low. And with that, man, thank y'all for tapping in. This is See Thy Wealth, water your health. Drink a glass of water.